Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Hey, fellas, don't fight over that hot dog. There's plenty for everyone. Big, plump, and juicy, wrapped in an oven-fresh bun. Add mustard, relish, ketchup, and go to work. Yes, the hot dogs at our refreshment center are the best you'll find anywhere. Everybody agrees on that.
It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Thirsty? The refreshment stand is open with everything to satisfy your taste buds. Here's the menu: the hottest, freshest, crunchiest popcorn, each kernel popped to its fullest with that real movie time taste. Cold drinks. You'll find your favorite ice cold, tasty, and thirst quenching. And hot dogs, hamburgers, and candy too. Now a short intermission, so you'll have time to make your selection before the show begins.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Top quality hamburgers, the most popular snack in the country. We serve them plain or garnished to your taste.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Just 1 minute to go.
And now, on with the show.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Well, hello, fellow humans, and welcome to my stream. I hope everything's going to go smoothly today. I had a bit of trouble with my headset getting started up today. The USB connection did not seem to be taking. Seemed to be getting some errors. However, it does seem to be functioning now, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully all the sound is good and okay. Right, we are playing a couple of Unibet games. We got the Black Hole Nano going here on table 2. And on table 1, we have got the Comet Nano, which we late regged in. We got started a little bit late today. I apologize for that, but a bit of a busy work day today, busier than I expected, so I got started a little later than I expected to. Might kick off a few other games as time goes on, probably kick off the Dwarf Star Bounty Nano later on, although it's a little bit under our bankroll these days, so I might look for something slightly more appropriate to spend my money on, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I ended up not being able to stream at all on the weekend. I ended up having to go to Calgary on Sunday, which was one of the days I was thinking of streaming, and I just ended up having to drive there and back to pick some stuff up from a friend. Nice sitting with a pair of aces here on the button. Get raises in front. So you guys weren't around for this. This happened just before I came on stream. We had a reasonably decent hand, a pair of tens. There was a limp call. We put in basically this exact same bet. Okay. Midas called and then shoved an ace high turn. Well, didn't shove. Pot bet an ace high turn on us. So I was, now I'm assuming that they had an ace X hand there, which is cool, based on the way this hand played. Because I sort of expected the same dynamic to go, and I was going to be able to catch him with the pair of aces here. But as is, worked out well for us anyways. So. So let me know if you've got issues hearing my voice or issues hearing the stream or anything. The stream should be okay. It's probably my voice that's going to be the issue, given that the headset was the problem, or the potential problem. Hoping it's okay. I may need to grab a new headset. This one is not that old though. I suppose it's 5 years old. I guess that's old enough. But it's not like there's moving parts in it that should break very easily. However, for the time being, we are connected and we are going. I think. Looks like my voice is registering on the mic when I speak, so that's a good sign. I need to do some housekeeping updates on my numbers. I just realized my numbers are completely blank for the day. Not showing the right info. We'll put in a raise with our ace king there. That is the hand we're watching, right? Yes, that's the hand we're watching. Cool. A call from Midas, which is interesting as well. Could put in a C-bet on this board, I think. Oh, we get another ace king, so we'll just throw in a bet with that one as well. Alrighty, that should give us a few more information on the spreadsheet, on the numbers here pretty quick. I got a call with my back doors. Okay, so the back door didn't come in here. Neither of my back doors came in, which probably means we're behind. However, we do still have 2 overs. We do technically have the net nothing here, so it's probably just worth a check back for our showdown value. Sweet, so that gives us some updates on our spreadsheet for current numbers. We didn't manage to get into the falling star today, which is one of the ones we usually play right off. We did not manage to reg in that one. A little bit late. So even with bottom pair there, we saw this player bluffing the previous hand, but they were bluffing with min bets, so they're not min betting anymore, which sort of gives me a different impression. So I think our bottom pair is probably no good there. Probably looking at a queen or a 10 with an ace on the other side. That's my thought on that one. Not sure if there's anybody actually out there or not, but if you are, let me know if you're experiencing some issues with the video. I am on my playback, but it could just be me on my end experiencing that. Yeah, it looks like my dashboards are okay. Okay. So far, I haven't really had anything happening in the black hole. Played a couple of small hands, small pots, but nothing really serious has happened there. Pretty much all the action's been in this comet, which is why we've been sitting on it the whole time, even though there hasn't been a ton of action there either. Just putting a raise on the button. The black hole. Should probably be a raise and take it most of the time. And this would be most of the time. Put in a raise with my suited ace. Definitely think we're going to c-bet this board texture. We do have backdoors and a gut shot to the straight. So no more backdoors. We still got the gut shot, and our ace high is still actually good a lot of times. I think we're going to check back. Probably call. Probably call bets here, but there's no bet, so I think we just check back with our ace high showdown value. And he gets his he hits his 4. Of course. Throw an under the gun raise in the comment with ace king. Top's never a terrible spot to be in. This is the dude that bluffed into us 3 streets with min bets before, so it's going to be a call, raise situation. And I think we're actually going to do a little bit of overbetting in this pot, just to see if we can't induce him to be crazy. Bottom pair. Oh, I think I have to call with a pair here. Not thrilled with that 9 of hearts, obviously. Oh, what is coming up? What is coming up? Oh, suppose this is a potentially interesting spot. Well, I suppose this is a potentially interesting spot. I suppose I'm the aggressor, so that is the move that's expected here, right? Yeah. Wow, just snaps me with the ace-king there. Sort of expecting to see kings there, not ace-king. Sort of expecting to see kings there, I must say. Well, do I call it all off with jacks here? I think it's probably safe to assume that one of these two fellows has jacks beat. Wow. Well, wow. I mean, it's results oriented, but I just don't know if jacks is a hand that should be calling there. I mean, results oriented, obviously, I should call when I hit the jack on the turn there, but the king on the flop is what the sort of most common result, and I sort of know at that point, right? The reason I fold there is I know at that point I'm either dominated with a much bigger pair, or I'm racing at sort of best. There's very few scenarios where I'm not racing against at least one of those other hands, right? So I don't know. Seems to me like a fold is the smart move there. Obviously, that hand notwithstanding. Oh, it's an ace queen shove they did that with before. Well, we'll get there eventually. Just put in a cutoff raise with ace queen. Got a gut shot and a very high likelihood of having hit that board. Gut shot and a very high likelihood of having hit that board. Still a very high likelihood to have hit that board. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hello, Ant-Man. Good to see you, buddy. I think you may compromise all at the moment, my friend. It's been a fairly quiet day so far. put in a raise with my pair of nines, obviously. I like a C-bet here. The random jacks are the only thing that we're really in trouble against. Question is, do I just overshove? Yeah, I think I just overshove in this spot. And the random jack gets there. So we're out of the Comet. Done in the Comet. Of course, we can't get there. Other people always get there. We can't get there. Oh, when I first started up, my headset wouldn't connect through my little dongle. And I had to restick the USB dongle in a couple of times, and it kept coming back with errors on my device manager saying it wasn't configuring properly. But it eventually did connect up, and it's working now. So, presumably it's maybe okay. But Jumped into the Dwarf Star Bounty Nano as well. Admittedly, that's a little bit under my bankroll these days, but it's a fun tournament to play. We do well in it, and there's not a lot of other bounties in my bankroll range exactly, so... It was just aces v aces there on the Dwarf Star Bounty table. So it's going to be one of those kind of tables, is it? Be one of those kind of tables where we fooled flushes. Gotcha. Gotcha. I think the Dwarf Star Bounty game is trying to give me some early bounties, and I'm refusing to take them. I might have gotten some on that previous hand. Might have got one this hand with my Queen Deuce. Hitting top pair. Second pair. Oh, second set now. We might put in a small bet here. Third pot gives lots of people lots of odds to call. Of course, in a world of hurt against ace tens, but that's just life. We're in a world of hurt against clubs as well, but that's just life. Let's got to value bet our set or trips. break coming up soon. Some more new old commercials coming up, I think. I downloaded some pretty nice, I think some pretty interesting content last night. It's going to take us a little bit farther ahead in the future. There's even some 90s stuff in there that I thought was kind of fascinating that I'm going to run as well. Some promos and some other stuff from the 70s and 80s and 90s that was I thought really fascinating. But I haven't cut it yet into segments, and I've still got a lot of the other stuff that I was cutting before I came back online again. So we've still got fresh content for a while. But yeah, so just know I'm working for you guys for the commercials. Alrighty, well, we got this one-hand final left to play out on the Dwarf Star Bounty. I don't think we're going to get involved with these four, so we're just going to fold this out, and we will go to our break. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Can I have some more, Mommy?
But you drank it so fast.
I can't say that I blame her, though, Mother. Orange juice is so good, and so good for her.
Yes, but it's so expensive.
Not when you use Snowcrop frozen fresh orange juice. Why, thank you, Teddy Snowcrop. A day-by-day study for 1 solid year proved Snowcrop costs you only half as much. Yes, only half as much as the same amount of juice from oranges you have to carry home and squeeze.
Is that so?
It certainly is. And what's more, Snowcrop gives you all the fresh flavor, vitamin C, and health-giving minerals of home squeeze juice. And it's so easy to prepare. Just take a look at this. To 1 can of Snowcrop orange juice concentrate, add 3 parts water, mix, and serve. And in a recent nationwide blind taste test, people voted by over 2 to 1. Snowcrop tastes better than home squeeze. There, children, try some. Now, what do you say?
Oh, boy. That's good.
It's always good. So get Snowcrop frozen orange juice at your favorite food store.
The finest foods are chosen.
Yeah, the freshest foods are frozen by Snowcrop Frozen Foods. Get Snowcrop. Snowcrop.
Stopette asks, what's your line?
I've got the busiest job in the whole world, American housewife. That means being on the go all day long. And it means looking my best at dinner time, too. That's why I always use Stopette spray deodorant. It gives me protection I can be sure of no matter what my day's schedule calls for. It's so quick and so wonderfully convenient. Just a squeeze of the bottle and poof, there goes perspiration. Hold the bottle upright and you get this fine, misty spray.
Yes, here at last is the truly modern deodorant. No sticky fingers, no mess, no waste. Oops. But don't worry, that marvelous Stopette bottle can't break, leak, or spill. Find out for yourself why millions have turned from old-fashioned deodorants to the new convenience, new effectiveness of Stopette. At your favorite drug or cosmetic counter, ask for Stopette spray deodorant.
Poof! There goes perspiration.
Here is a word from the Tony folks.
The up-and-coming hairstyles are sleek 20-curl hairstyles, perky, short 20-curl hairstyles, smooth, long 20-curl hairstyles. There's no end to the smart new 20-curl hairstyles. You can perfectly wave with Tip Tony, the 20-curl permanent, the first permanent custom-made for these new hairstyles and for between-permanent stragglers. Only half the curlers to wind. Actually, half the work. Tip Tony is the same as Tony, only smaller, and costs just $1.25. You get fresh air waving lotion in a sealed bottle every time.
just the right amount for 20 curls. There's no end to the 20 curl hairstyles you can have with Tip Tony, the only 20 curl permanent in 3 types of lotions. One just right for you.
And we're back live once more. Welcome, 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 Hags. Welcome to Ant-Man, of course. Welcome to everybody else coming along. I just sent out some Twitter, a Twitter notification. I had not done that yet today, which might be a reason why there was a fewer people showing up. But hey, good to see everybody here. We're just here playing some pokers. So just a quick reminder, we're playing the Dwarf Star Bounty Nano here on the table 1. And table 2, we have the Black Hole Nano going, where we were up, and then we lost some chips in a rather odd situation where we got sucked out on. But hey, that's the way it goes. Ka-ching to our left there, shoved in a really strange spot with a really strange hand. We called them off with King Jack, didn't get there. They had an ace 6, I think it was, ace 7, something like that. Very bizarre hand to be shoving with from the small blind. Even after a button raise. But hey, that's the way it goes. Didn't bust us, just gave us less than a starting stack. Going to raise with 9s on the Dwarf Star Bounty table. So obviously things like the Jack King were in trouble too, but we're not in trouble to anything anymore really, other than Queen X hands that randomly got there. was a decent little pickup there, I think. Alrighty, now you guys can tell me if the voice is working okay. I think it's fixed now. We'll see. I think I must have coughed. I don't know how long it's been muted for, but yes. I like a suited ace. I'm thrilled with a suited ace 8, but I like a suited ace. Just turned a flush draw here on the Dwarf Star. Hey, Shopper, good to see you, buddy. Good to see ya. Flush started to get there, but I think we're going to pretend like we were betting 10. With something like an ace 10. Or king 10. It's hard to get away with your bluff when you're trying to bluff with the hand the other dude has. Although that's the kind of bluff hand that you could actually see him folding. I'm trying to represent the same hand that he has, but I can see him folding that hand because I could be representing a bigger hand. Getting a little frisky here, obviously, but yeah, obviously never calling off there. Nice to see everybody coming over. Nice to see you pop in. I obviously need to tweet out my stuff. I don't know if you guys are all coming over because of my tweet or not, but it's definitely been an influx of people since the tweet went out. So I guess I need to tweet my arrival. I was late getting online today as well. I mean, I was like an hour late kicking off the stream because I had other work to do. Might be unrealistic for me to expect to get on by 9 or by 11 on Mondays. Now we'll have to see. Yeah, we turned top pair, so let's put in a bet. Yes, the cast from Cocoon are assembling, no question. Hello, Mike. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We are back from our WSOP/Trip to the Moon hiatus. MVE, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you as well. Nice to see some of the old faces popping back up again. Good to see you guys. I know I was gone for a long time, but nice to see you all here now that I'm back. I am back for a while. I've got some gonna be in and out over the next few weeks as well. I've got a couple of live reporting gigs that I'm gonna be doing sort of between now and the first couple of weeks of September. So I'm gonna be in Calgary for 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna be in Winnipeg for a week. Then in early October, I'm going to be in Saskatoon for a week. So those are going to be periods. So there's probably going to be 3 or 4 weeks out of the next 3 months that I'm going to be offline from streaming. But otherwise, I'm going to be pretty much back on a regular schedule again for all this fun. Yeah, I was playing some Micro Millions. I didn't do as well as I've liked to in my mixed games, but had some fun, and we did some well. Are you not playing on Unibet anymore? Night Shopper saying you're not playing on Unibet. What the heck's going on with that, buddy? What happened there? You were crushing the nanos on Unibet. I'd be curious, man. What's going on? Ace Jack on the black hole table. Yeah, exactly. Poker streamer actually streaming poker, eh, Mike? This is like a really novel concept. Yeah, story of my life as well, MVE. I think Fabio Santos is on it. Yeah, I guess they're not on it this time. Yeah, we'll play one more. We'll play one more buy-in. We'll play one more bullet. We'll play one more bullet. Yeah, I didn't do so great in the Micro Millions at the end of the day. I cashed in a couple, but I absolutely didn't even break even. I definitely lost money overall in the Micro Millions. Kind of sucky, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, it was also felt like it was really a lot of spots that were just kind of absurd. I lost out in a stud 8 hand where I basically got put in on 4th Street with my starting stack because I bought in late on this. And two people with obviously worse, well, I mean, you can't really tell on 3rd Street, but with definitely worse hands. I was on a 4-5-6, and we capped 3rd and 4th, which put me all in on capping 4th. And by 4th, I was 4-5-6-7. There's 2 other people in the pot. I ended up with 3-7 straight and a 6 to deuce low with that, which was drawn out by a 6-4 3 deuce 1 low by one of the guys on 7th Street, and a flush by the other player on 7th Street. Neither of which should have been capping the pots against. Neither of which should have been capping the pots on 3rd and 4th with the cards that I saw rolled over. And that was how I busted my. I think that was the 8 game yesterday that I busted in the stud 8 round that way. It's pretty gross, but yeah, that's just the way it goes, man. Yeah, I just did a photo on my phone tablet, and that was sufficient for my. I think I used my driver's license to verify with Unibet. Um, and it was just pictures on my phone that I sent them. Picked up a booty in the dwarf store, 0.6 cents. Top pair here, pretty happy with that. Gonna put in a bet since it was a limped around pre-flop. Probably take it down there most of the time. Bah! Folding flushes like crazy this game. Ugly. Put in a raise under the gun with King Jack, which may not have been the most intelligent move, but we decided to do it anyways. And we get shoved on by Fabio Santos again. So we won't call this one off this time. He is in position. Blah, 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 blah. Seems very weird that they requiring a digital camera and not a scanner. That seems a little. I'm not sure there's, in fact, any technical difference between a digital camera and a scanner. In fact, I'm pretty sure that a scanner is just a digital camera that's designed to take pictures of flat documents on a glass screen, as opposed to take a camera designed to take pictures of objects in the distance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there's no difference between a scanner and a digital camera. I think that technically they are exactly the same piece of equipment. The CCD equipment is going to be very similar. Weird. Yeah, your phone is a digital camera. Your phone is as much of a digital camera as the digital camera is. You know. Oh, we lost our shover up top here. That's so annoying. It's okay. Spider-Man's still here. He'll be active against us. Well, yeah. Hopefully, the people at the library will be able to give you some extra assistance there, MV. Hopefully, you can get back into the game. For those of you that weren't here for my debut on Friday, we did manage to bump our. We went super deep in the. What did we go super deep in on Friday? We went super deep in something on Friday. What did we go super deep in on Friday? That's right, the Falling Star Bounty. We came third in the Falling Star Bounty on Friday for a total of 1750, which meant that we started our new session of streaming by pushing our bankroll over 200 euros for the very first time. So our max bankroll was something like 206 euros. We're down to just over 200 now, I believe. Yeah, so we're doing well. That happened on Friday on the first stream back since the Apollo streams. That was a lot of fun. I don't know how many of you came by. Well, I know some of you came by. I know I chatted with a few of you here while we were in, but that was a lot of fun to come in. Although Mike's comment when he came in about, oh my gosh, a poker streamer streaming poker was at least somewhat directed at me, since I spent 9 days streaming the Apollo 11 mission instead of poker. But you know, what can you do? It's sometimes you got to do things, right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And in my defense, I think it's the, as I was saying in my statuses at the time, it's the biggest all-in pre-flop humanity has ever made. I mean, we had a pretty good hand. We did the work in advance to make sure that we had a pretty good hand. But at the end of the day, once those Saturn V rockets kicked off, it's time for the flop, turn, and river, and there's not a whole lot you can do if the universe decides it wants to suck out on those 3 astronauts. You know, there was a whole bunch of places where that whole thing could have gone wrong from that point. That would have been nobody's fault. It would have just been shit going wrong. And it didn't happen that way. It turned out they had a successful mission, got there, did the one small step, hoopla, brought back a whole bunch of rocks, and it was all pretty cool and everything. But yeah, it was a big, massive all-in shove, and with the biggest stakes you can imagine, the lives of those 3 astronauts, and the sort of reputation of a nation on the line. Very interesting time and a very interesting situation, I thought, and enough relevance to poker and enough relevance to the astronomy theme of Unibet that I figured I could just barely get away with it. And I did. So, and here we are back with poker now. Gonna see what the flop brings with this. At least I thought I was. Kachang is very shovey, though, so we might actually be calling off with our King 9 here. We might actually be calling off with our King 9 here. Yeah, I guess with the call behind, we're probably never calling off with our King 9 here, but fun happening on the Dwarf Star. Dude's been extremely active up here against us, so we're putting in the aggression right back in his face this time, since we have a reasonably good pre-flop hand. And he's very much on a squeeze play. Yeah, it's very weird that they wouldn't let you play free rolls. I don't quite get why that would be the case. You can't play free rolls, but you can play for money. That seems a bit weird. All in with ace king, ace queen on the black hole nano table. I'm going to check through with the ace jack that we saw. We win that. Let's go back to the ace jack hand. Obviously, with no heart, I don't think we can ever call here. Just the bare ace. Yeah, I think we're just trying to figure out what the logic behind why the law would say you can't play free rolls, but you can play for money. I don't really my brain can't find logic in that. Now, there's not necessarily any logic in laws. I get that sometimes, but usually you can find some semblance of logic in them. I'm not finding it in this. I'm not finding it here. If anything, it'd be like the U.S. where they say you can't play for money, but you can play any of the free stuff, right? Which wouldn't necessarily be free rolls on Unibet, but would be, the idea that you can't, I don't know. I just don't. It's a really weird rule. Yeah, it's a really. I'm with Night Shopper. It's a really weird rule. It's a really bizarre rule. There's a lot of other sort of combinations of you can play this, but you can't play that I can find weird justifications for. I can't find a justification for that one. But besides, you were doing pretty well in the nanos anyways as well, MVE, so you're we were co-regents in the nano field, I'm afraid to say. Or I'm happy to say, I mean. We were absolutely co-regent. Oh, I got some swag from working with Poker Stars for the World Series of Poker, or Poker News for the World Series of Poker. I shouldn't say Poker Stars, I should say Poker News, since that is actually who it is. So yeah, I got some swag, nice Poker News hat. I got a hoodie and some shirts as well. I'll bring those down and show you on after the next break. Not thrilled with the pure white hat, frankly, because it's going to get dirty as hell. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah, no Jack 6. No, thank you, Jack 6. Put in an under the gun raise with my King 10. We flop 2 pairs on a straighty board. I think we're definitely putting in value here. Pair of trays. Put in a raise with our pair of trays. Probably call off action. We're going to keep c-betting this, I think. If we were the last to act and everybody else had folded, we might be calling off with their deuces here, but probably not if there's already a call. Wow, we should have obviously just called off with their deuces, but oh no. The forceful kings would have taken us out. Results oriented, of course, but I mean, I think that the deuces there is always a fold. Another break coming up here soon. Gonna fold out here and send you off to your next commercial breaks. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
One hand behind my back. Well, I wonder what Betty Furness is going to do with one hand behind her back like that.
Come with me, and I'll show you what every one of you can do single-handed. Here, you can tune in this wonderful new Westinghouse television set with just one hand like this, because it has the sensational new Westinghouse single-dial control. There's no more fussing with several dials. You just turn this one dial, and you're tuned in perfectly. Now, in the set that you're watching now, does a channel ever come in like this and give you only sound? Or, when the picture comes in clear like this, is the sound ever so hard to get that all you hear is this? Well, that never happens with this wonderful new Westinghouse set because of the miracle of Westinghouse synchro tuning. Picture and sound come in together just like that. And once tuned, this set stays locked in tune. Now, here's something that will really amaze you. Here's the size of the screen in most table models. Now, let's compare it with this new Westinghouse screen. There. Now, that's quite a difference, isn't it? Engineering improvements give you a huge 17-inch rectangular screen in this wonderfully compact new Westinghouse set. And it gives you a black glass tube, which means that you get a clear, sharp picture even in daylight. Now, this set also has a built-in antenna, and that means that in many areas there's no installation of any kind. You save the entire cost of it. So why put up with a set that isn't really up to date and has an old-fashioned small screen when you can get this wonderful new 17-inch Westinghouse set at a modest price? Just ask your dealer for the Westinghouse Linwood. There's no other set in its price range that compares with it. You can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
Stop? I wonder what Betty Furness wants to stop for. Let's ask her.
I want to stop you from being fooled by some of the things you hear these days about self-defrosting refrigerators. Now, there are so many different claims that I think perhaps the best way to clear it up is for me to show you this. The one refrigerator in the whole world that never needs defrosting any time or any place. The wonderful new Westinghouse frost-free refrigerator. Now, perhaps you've seen this claim. Well, now, of course, there's no reason to defrost any refrigerator here in the middle shelves. Up here is where those words belong, up on the freeze chest, the only place in any refrigerator where frost ever builds up. But there's never any need to defrost any part of this Westinghouse refrigerator because it always keeps itself frost-free. Now, have you ever seen this claim? Now, what is the point in a refrigerator defrosting itself every night? Well, there's no point at all, because unless you're opening the door constantly, there's no reason to defrost the refrigerator every night. This Westinghouse frost-free refrigerator defrosts itself only when it's actually needed, the very moment that frost starts to build up. Now, here's something that I want you to see. Here's what happens to ice cream and other so-called automatic refrigerators during defrosting. You see, the ice cream melted, the flavors ran together, and then it froze up again. But now, look at this ice cream. In the Westinghouse frost-free refrigerator, ice cream stays hard and firm like this all the time, because defrosting takes place so fast that nothing in the freeze chest has even the merest chance to melt. Now, some refrigerators that claim to be automatic don't get rid of the defrost water, and then you have to empty messy drip pans and... Oh, dear, that happens so often. But with the Westinghouse frost-free refrigerator, the moment that frost starts to build up here on the freeze chest, the magic frost-free system goes to work. It quickly melts what little frost has gathered. The tiny amount of defrost water is drained off and is automatically evaporated. So when you buy a new refrigerator, why don't you get the most automatic one of all? The only refrigerator that is always frost-free. Remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
We're back. My Poconews swag. It's my new Poconews hoodie. And t-shirt. It's possible that a VPN would work, but poker sites are pretty up on the VPN technology, and if they don't want you to play and you're playing through a VPN, you'll have some issues for sure. Might be worth looking into though. Pretty happy to continue c-betting here. take the free chips. Although with an ace-10 suited, you kind of want some action in front of you, so you can potentially make some more chips, but, you know, what are you going to do? What you going to do? So we ended up flopping up and down here with our crap hand that we got to come in on, and we end up hitting our straight on a flushy board. So let's actually throw in a value bet for our straight here. And of course we hate the fourth heart. We wish we had the five of hearts, obviously, but we can't call here anymore. I mean, Spider-Man's going to have a heart there. He's not actually going to be bluffing there very often, I don't think. We should have actually bet the flop on that one, I think. We checked on the flop, which was since it was limped around pre-flop, we should have actually checked there. Flop to crappy flush draw over here on the Dwarf Star bounty table. Hit our crappy flush, given that nobody bet the... Yeah, I mean, given that nobody bet the flop, our flush is almost always good here. But we're going to get calls from sixes. We're going to get calls from a king. We're going to get calls from any six. We're going to get calls from any single ace hand, or any single spade hand, I mean. So we're definitely continuing to value here. We're getting called by a lot of, hands like that. So what's everyone been up to this summer? Haven't seen you guys for ages. It's been like 6 or 8 weeks for some of you since I've seen y'all. What you guys been up to? What you been doing? I feel like I'm out of touch. Flop a gut shot over here. Get rid of our 10 deuce. Yeah, the hoodie's a little bit big on me, actually. It's the only problem with it, but it's really nice. Really nice material. Really nice hoodie. Had to get an extra large. That was all they had left, but it's a little large on me. Picked up a nice flop on the black hole. It's a nice little spot for us there. Gives us some chips. Pretty close to the end of late reg here, I think. Yeah, about a minute to go in late reg. We're just going to shove here. I guess the ace deuce is no good here. Put in a button raise here on the Dwarf Star bounty. Nice shopper, good, fun. Weekend to Holland with the wife and kids sounds like a lot of fun. Fun, fun, fun. That sounds like a blast, Chopper. What sort of festival is it? Yeesh, I don't know if I should have been in this hand, but I definitely should have been in this hand, apparently. Ah, sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Another interesting situation has developed here. I think we're going to put in the raise. Gross. Wow. Wow. I can't fucking believe that hand. Holy shit. What the fuck was that? Wow. Alrighty. Oh, very fun. Very fun. That must be a good show, Mike. Just watching the hand I busted out of the Dwarf Star on. The guy's playing this like an idiot. I can't believe he played it this way. I can't believe he calls me on the river with the hand he has. Insane. Oh well. What are you going to do? I was saying earlier about poker, you're going to lose to people who play hands really badly. It's just the way it goes. And Stephen Fry, that does sound like a very good show. Alrighty, I guess we're just all in here in the black hole with our flush draw. That was a rather fortuitous turn card for us. Worked out rather well for us. Guess that sort of makes up for what happened there in the Dwarf Star. And they were there for convocation? Mike, is that what... Some pretty nice convocation speakers there. Yeah, that's a pretty cool... it's a pretty cool graduation ceremony to be part of. Although it's interesting the way you put that. Mr. Bean and Stephen Fry got nominated, or got honored, as opposed to Rowan Atkinson and Stephen Fry got honored. Was it actually Mr. Bean who got honored, or was it Rowan Atkinson who got honored? Because it would be interesting if they had Stephen Fry on the one hand, but then honored one of Rowan Atkinson's characters instead of actually him. But I'm also fairly certain that he doesn't. I'm not sure that he appears in public anymore or is anything other than Mr. Bean. So maybe that's maybe that was part of the deal. But I know for a while that was the case. He didn't do anything. Didn't do any sort of public performance type thing without being in character of Mr. Bean. There's a very interesting story, actually, in the sort of lore of comedy that I don't actually know how true it is, to be perfectly honest with you. I've never actually done the research to find out how much of this actually happened. But the theory goes the character of Mr. Bean was developed over a number of years by Rowan Atkinson, but when it came time to actually debut it publicly in performance for the first time, actually came over to Canada to do the Just for Laughs festival in Montreal. One of the specific reasons he did that is because the Just for Laughs festival, being in Montreal, Montreal being a bilingual city in our bilingual province of Quebec, has a lot of French-speaking venues, and the Just for Laughs has a lot of French-speaking comedians who go and do comedy for French-speaking audiences. Rowan Atkinson's idea with Mr. Bean was, this is a character that's completely physical. There's no verbal element to this character whatsoever. So it doesn't matter if I'm doing this to English audiences or audiences that have never spoken a word of the language that I know. And in fact, it's probably better if they don't actually speak a word of the language that I know. So he was specifically getting himself booked onto French language shows so that he could go on and do Mr. Bean in front of an audience that would not understand his humor if it was verbal. And I thought that was a very, very telling thing, because what it proved was that he was building a completely universal character that was a physical humor that was going to work very broadly across the board. But it also meant he was not relying on any sort of verbal, even like body language type stuff, which is related to the language that you speak. He even wasn't doing that because he was able to get it across. And so, anyways, that's the theory, and I think it actually makes sense because it's such a wonderful character, and I can totally see where it's the kind of character that you would actually want to go out and debut in to an audience that doesn't actually speak your language. So you're actually saying, does this really work? And am I actually able to get across what I'm trying to get across in a non-verbal way? So, interesting thing. So we're 15 for the money here in the black hole. It is our second bullet, but we'll still make money even on 2 bullets here if we manage to survive. We did get a wee bit fortunate there to double ourselves up here, but we got a bit unfortunate to have somebody else get doubled up in the and knock us out in the dwarf star. So it's the way it goes, right? Yeah, I'm a huge fan, actually. Both Rowan Atkinson and Stephen Fry. I'm a huge fan of the whole Blackadder cast, actually, and those two guys being two of the sort of key elements of it. But Hugh Laurie, of course, as well. The whole that whole group is just astonishingly talented in comedy. They get unjustly overshadowed, I think, by the Monty Python crew. More as a matter of timing than anything else, but those guys are probably, as a troupe, doing cohesive work during the Blackadder years. Those guys are probably some of the best sketch comics on the planet, frankly, without really much question. I always find it one of the astonishing things I find, and it's really the mark of a good actor and a good an interesting person as well, I think. It is almost incomprehensible that the Hugh Laurie of House and the Hugh Laurie of Blackadder are the same person. It is almost incomprehensible to me that those two actors are the same person, and yet they are. It's a testament to what a phenomenal character, how deeply he gets into his characters, which is unusual, I think, for a comic actor. It's not totally unheard of, but that's usually what you hear with the method actor, right? Is that you recognize the character, you don't recognize the actor. It's not typically what you say about comedic actors. But Hugh Laurie, I think 100%, he completely drops into his role. In fact, I remember when House first came out, and it was like half a season in before I realized who it was. And the only reason I realized who it was because of an article I read where they were talking about how his former work on Blackadder, and like, the hell are you talking about former work on Blackadder? And I went back and I'm like, holy shit, that is, and it was one of those things where I wasn't even aware of what was happening with it. I mean, I guess he's got a 9 here some of the times, or an overpair. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't seem too believable to me, but my 8 is not. It's kind of vulnerable there, so you know. Doesn't seem hugely believable though. Yeah, Mr. Bean was intended to be international, was intended to be something that he could perform no matter who the audience was, no matter whether they spoke English or not, and would make people laugh. And that's why he came to Montreal to do his sort of early testing of it. It's Just for Laughs is obviously a great festival to come to, but it also provides that wonderful opportunity of French only audiences and shows to work on. No clue with Mike Bat. Sorry, Mike. And the Ace King Diamonds gets there. This fellow is just getting there with everything. So we got top pair on a flushy board that was checked around. I think we're going to put in a bet here. Try to end the pot right here. I think we're going to be up against a 3 very often, but I think it's probably a check-check situation. Wow. That's pretty fucking gross. Wumbles? That name is vaguely familiar. Is that an Australian program, Mike? Seems to be something that I recall one of my Australian friends talking about. I could be wrong about that, though. But I don't actually know anything about it. Children's program? Kind of a big shove, but hard to figure out how else to play eights here, frankly. That's backdoor. Backdoor diamonds, backdoor straights, not much else going for us there. Nothing comes through in the back door. So we're folding this hand. Got 5 to go until the money now. We are in a scoring spot. Excuse me. We flop middle pair. Probably not going anywhere. Let's put some money in the pot. See if we can't clear a few people out. Yeah, I vaguely remember my Australian friend talking about it. I don't have children, so it's a little bit creepy when old childless men know about children's programs. Know too much about children's programs anyways, so it's probably good that I don't know a terrible amount about that, but yeah, I'll check it out sometime. Top pair. I'll take it. Let's put in a fairly chunky bet here, I think. Get a tiny bit of value here anyways off our ace. We're going to be the only one with an ace here, I think. Yeah. I was right, we were the only one with an ace there. Doesn't mean we won the pot, but... Still 5 to go to the money. It's, last few players are really just hanging on to those chips. Tiny, 6,000, 6,500 chip is the smallest stack, so they can't last long. Alrighty, it is break time again, so we're going to go check out one more set of commercials. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Ethel, don't dare buy that automatic till you've seen it wash.
All right. Let's do a load in our demonstration tumbler with Dash.
Dash?
The detergent Montgomery Ward packs at the factory in every Imperial washer-dryer.
Any soap would do.
Not for modern automatics. Safe sudsing Dash prevents over-sudsing machine failures.
You'll have cleaning failures without heaping suds.
Well, now, our demonstration towels are particularly dirty. Dash gives us the best cleaning possible. That's one reason Ward's recommends Dash.
Rather have a woman's word on cleaning.
More women use Dash in these machines than any other product, but judge for yourself. Remember, the Ward's Imperial has 4 wash cycles. It washes and dries with 2 simple settings, while Dash keeps suds safe.
Incredible cleaning. Sign the sales slip, Ethel, and never use anything but Dash.
Right now, Mother, here's a friendly warning for you. You'd better hurry if you want to take advantage of Double Dandeline's great 2-in-1 sale.
All right, speaking of 2-in-1 sales, again, I want to say, and I'll keep repeating this and repeating until you folks go down to those drug counters, I need 2 of us to talk about this 2-in-1 sale. Now, if you can bear up with it, we have 2 Denny Jameses. They're both the same size and both just as horrible. You all set? All right, he's all here with me, so both of us are saying in unison, look, it's Double Danderine. It's a 2-in-1 sale, a regular 70-cent value for only 47 cents. 2 35-cent bottles of Double Danderine for only 47 cents, so act quickly. As thousands of men and women know from experience, Double Danderine is unlike ordinary preparations that really remove loose dandruff. Double Danderine, you see, kills the germ Pityros Poimo Valley on contact, and it's been revealed by outstanding authorities that this germ is the cause of most common kind of dandruff. Because Double Danderine destroys it, it gives you the real dandruff relief you want, even in some of the most severe cases of dandruff. Results with Double Danderine have been remarkable. So remember, Mother, Double Danderine's special 2-in-1 sale is being made for a limited time only, so don't wait. Today or tonight, sure, go to any drug or toilet goods counter and get 2 regular 35-cent bottles of Double Danderine for only 47 cents. Don't forget now, the name is Double Danderine.
This is the 1958 Edsel, the car that presents originality and elegance never seen before in any car at any price, and presents them in 18 different models. This expensive-looking car is one of the Edsel Ranger series, a 4-door ice green sedan styled like a hardtop that sells for no more than some models of America's low-priced cars. The turquoise and white convertible you see driving up now is one of the Edsel Pacer series, with elegant Edsel styling throughout, such as these Edsel Contour seats that are scientifically designed to give you separate back and shoulder support, with an overall feeling of luxurious comfort that means hour upon hour of fatigue-free, enjoyable driving. And the back of the front seat is divided in a new way that gives the middle passenger a full backrest, so you ride more comfortably than you ever have before. This 2-door hardtop is one of the large and luxurious cars in the Edsel Corsair series. Its colors are copper metallic and white, one of over 90 Edsel color combinations that you can choose from, so you can completely satisfy your individual color tastes. This ember red and white 4-door hardtop is one of the magnificent Citation series, upholstered in white vinyl and gold nylon, just one of an attractive array of the very latest high-fashion decorator fabrics, all color-keyed to match the car exterior. Here is the distinctive Edsel Bermuda, done in charcoal brown and driftwood, one of 5 Edsel station wagons, which give you your choice of both 2- and 4-door, 6- and 9-passenger models. And this is the Edsel Citation Convertible in gold and white. Undoubtedly the most beautiful convertible in the world. See this and the other elegantly styled Edsels at your Edsel dealer this week. Remember, this is the year to get out of your old car and into the most elegant automobile of your lifetime.
Remember, this is the year to get into the most elegant automobile of your lifetime, the Edsel. Of course, you know the Edsel was a commercial failure. The truth is, as historians look back on the car, it actually wasn't a technical failure. It's one of those cases where superior technology just didn't manage to win out in the marketplace, kind of similar to the whole beta versus VHS videotape war in the early 80s, which was won by the technically inferior VHS generally, rather than the technically superior beta. And the thing is, if you go back and look at a lot of those Edsel cars, a lot of the features that were debuted by Edsel are now standard. They were first debuted on Edsel cars, and they're now standard features that we take for granted in automobiles today. Or they're the precursors to stuff we take for granted today, for example. Things like power steering and there's a lot of the electrical innovations were pioneered by Edsel, and there's a lot of stuff under the hood. There's a lot of so it's just interesting that it's a case where just because they were a good car doesn't actually mean they could sell. And let's face it, I mean, even by the standards of the time, kind of not the most attractive. Those grills are just, I mean, even by the standards of the gaudy grills of the day, they're pretty gaudy and pretty. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that whole vertical thing going in the middle. Just doesn't, I don't know. Very weird, very strange for sure looks, and that's probably why commercially they weren't so great. But it's worth actually looking into the technical side of them, because they were actually technically a pretty good car. So we are on the bubble, 2 away from the money here in the Black Hole Nano. 1 away from money here in the Black Hole Nano on the hard bubble. The excited Michael Bublé is where we are right now, folks. That's just, of course, the more polite way of saying we're on the hard Bublé. Hello again, Ant-Man. Weren't you here before? I'm sure you said evening all earlier, but you were the only one here, I think, when you said evening all earlier. So now you can say evening all and actually get a response back from other people. So that's probably a good thing. So we are still on the bubble of the bubble for money in Nano Black Hole. Oops, not Nona. Not Nona Black Hole. Nano Black Hole. Nano Black Hole. There we go. That's better. That's better. Don't imagine this can go on too much longer. I'm sure we'll be in the money here shortly. we are in the money. We are in the money, which means I might just end up having to play this ace-4. See if we can see a cheap flop with it. Not going to see a super cheap flop with it. I'm pretty happy with that flop. So I think we're going to be end up getting our money in here. That just fucking sucks, everybody. That just fucking sucks. If you'll excuse my language. It's kind of appropriate for the day, you know, given the way everything else has gone for us for today. But yeah, we got our money in super good. And they just fucking hit the 2-outer on us. Just hit the fucking 2-outer on us. So, hey, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, let's go ahead and update our money. 1.52 for a disgusting 26th place finish. And not enough to give us a cash on the day. We still lost a little bit of money. Pretty gross because we had a great spot to build up a stack there and go deep in the tournament. But, you know, shit happens, and that's just the way we go. So, I guess we're going to call it a day then. Thanks for hanging out with me, folks, and look for me again on Wednesday. Hopefully I'll be here at around the right time on Wednesday, which is roughly 11 a.m. my time, Mountain Standard Time. Well, I guess we're in Mountain Daylight Time now, but what is Mountain Daylight Time in the wintertime? I can never remember which one is called which, to be perfectly frank with you, which seems like the wrong thing, but you know, what are you gonna do? Alrighty. Well, thank you for hanging out with me again, folks. Bit of a short one today. I'm still feeling a little bit, I don't know. I'm not really feeling bad, not really feeling tired, just kind of super mellow today. So, you know, not really totally at the top of my game, I don't think. Kind of annoyed by the way that all just ended as well. So, but hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Gonna bring this puppy in for landing. I am out. For more vintage poker content from MotherShip Poker, click the subscribe button and check out the playlists for all of our old archived content, as well as the ads only cut from some of the early streams.